Welcome to Snappy Info. I'm Jessie Ruby. For this session, we are going to talk about advocating for your TAB program. Today, we're going to give you some ideas to fill that toolbox so you have some things that you can do to advocate for your program. We're going to do that in 3 different ways. We're going to talk about getting started. Then we're going to talk about how to get you from being an advocate to an activist and what that means and what that looks like. And then we're going to talk about how to continue the work. So, getting started. These are for people that are maybe thinking of transitioning to TAB in the fall, possibly finished up your first year or 2 with TAB, and you're just looking for some ideas of some things that you need to do. These are my 3 recommendations. First and foremost, do your research. Read the books, check out some blogs, read some articles. So do your research on everything TAB. Get an idea of what the guiding principles are. What do artists do? The child is the artist, and the classroom is the child's studio. What does that mean? What does that look like? Get some strategies and developmental appropriate practices for the grades you teach. What about standards? So just digging deep on every level. If you click the book, I linked you up to the Teaching for Artistic Behavior resource page. This has books, articles, other web sources, and teacher blogs. So there's plenty of things to read there. The next thing I'm going to tell you goes hand in hand. Find PD and mentorship, and also go visit a classroom. If you click on this apple, it links you to the Teaching for Artistic Behavior Facebook group. There's almost 8,000 members on here. So I bet you can type in, leave a comment on here, find somebody near you. Go out and visit their classroom. Find somebody that's really going to be a source for you to reach out to. Once you've done those things, my next recommendation for getting started is to discuss with your stakeholders. Stakeholders are people like your admin, parents, PTO. Tell them what you're going to do. My best advice here is that you're the expert. Tell them what has been working in your classroom, what hasn't been working in your classroom. Why do you want to change it, and what your action plan is. Have a plan so they know that you are getting support and you have an idea of how it's going to work. Okay, here's the toolbox. So these are those actions that are going to take you from an advocate to an activist in your classroom. So the first one is have an open classroom invitation. I think the most important thing is to invite people in your classroom and let them know that your classroom is open. For this link, there is a template that is all about the studio. So I give you a few main points here. You could drop in pictures, put the name of your school at the top. The next thing is be a voice. How can you be a voice in your district? And also student voices. How can you get your student voices outside of your studio? The next one is how to get involved with community events and family events that your school hosts. Maybe you host an art night. And the last one is partnership and outreach. Are there organizations that you can reach out to? Are there universities that you can partner with? What things can you do to strengthen your program and really bring that out? Last but least, continue the work. This work will continue every year. It might just look different from year to year. But most of all, remember that you got this. You're the expert. You know what makes the art strong. And you know why TAB is important for kids. So thank you for joining on this first session about advocating for the TAB classroom. I hope that you could join us next session for studio norms. We're going to talk about how to do some studio norms. Again, if you have questions or thoughts, you can click on the website on Submit a Question or reach me through Facebook. And then also take a vote on what you want to hear on our next sessions there on the website. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.